really not an area where we need to worry about having strength first. We can go ahead and clamp it down while it's still wet, so that's fine. Hopefully it'll take shape and push it where it needs to go, all the rest. Okay, so there we go. We got our JB Weld bounded on there now. It's not pretty yet, and it probably doesn't need to be, because we're going to go ahead and now mount back this guy's brace on there. And we're going to keep them on there. So it's going to take a little bit ship shape for us. As soon as we stuck it in there, it's going to get hardened soon. So let's go and put super glue in this guy's in again, and we'll start the whole process of securing. But this time we're not using electrical tape. It's going to be all about the JB Weld holding its place. But we will put blue Loctite in this thread again. We got our never-ending Loctite, never let us down. There we go. That should be a generous portion on both. All right. So let me go ahead and prepare this guy here. Because once it cures, wherever that the teeth didn't take the slot in, JB Weld will take the slot. That's what we're hoping. So we're going to do a wet cure, or a wet install of the JB Weld, sort of. That we're not really going to plan to touch the, I think the mountain's going to help hold it anyway, so. Sorry, trying to get this guy right. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mount this. You guys can see the front. It's going to come this way. Alright, so this is it. This is the final call. Oh, I feel like JB Weld's dripping down, and I hate to use my finger again like last time. So let me, gotta keep this guy balanced. So let me lift the JB Weld up a little bit. I feel like he wants to drip down. It's already becoming a little pasty now. There we go. I think we got him where we want him. But just to make sure. There we go. I think we got him to the point where a majority of him needs to be. And the other one's left alone, sort of. Or maybe it shouldn't be. Okay, I better leave it alone. It's a glop right now. It's a glop that can take any shape anywhere. But first, before I want to do this, I want to press this to where I think he should be. I could put this ahead of time still. Kind of help guide him a little bit. But I really want to see where the teeth is going to be hanging out at. And I think we got it right there. This is where we're going to have the JB Weld and his teeth stay for us. This is probably the final curtain call for JB Weld here. So anywhere else JB Weld can cure around that. So let's go ahead and mount. Get my screw packs out of my pants here. JB Weld's going to take about 24 hours to really harden and cure. And we're not using JB Weld's adhesive to mount our plate here. We're using it to fill in the hole that this guy doesn't need to ride up and down on. So we're trying not to move him up and down anymore. First of all, I'll try and get him into the thread quickly as possible without shaking so many rounds here. It's not coming in there. Get the socket. Hope I didn't move him too much. Oh no, I didn't move. Come on. You just stay for me. Sorry, my hands are blocking the whole time, isn't it? There we go. Okay, so what I'm doing is holding it in place because I don't want the JB well to move on us. It's still soft because it's bending to our will, but in 24 hours or even 4 hours, it's probably going to start hardening. And when it hards, we want to make sure it stays in place where it's supposed to hard. There we go. Okay, one top. I'm just putting a top a little bit more snug than normal because I wanted to hold this position while I go after it from the bottom now. Come on. Okay, I need to loosen the top now because I need to get to the bottom guy. He's going to thread now. A little tricky, like a teeter-tot game. There we go. There we go. As long as we don't move this within 24 hours, JB Wells should have a place or an idea of how we're trying to mold this guy. So we definitely don't want to install anything yet on top heavy until this actually dries up in 24 hours. But we definitely want to tighten it now. So let's get an idea how we're going to tighten them well. I'm going to wrench. Righty tighty. He's loose now because he has more. There we go. All right. It's very loose. Almost concerned why it's so loose right now. It's because he's not clamping in, or something's wearing him out. Or maybe the JB Wells working as a lubricant overtime. Okay, I just don't want to take my chances, so we'll keep it this way. We'll keep it on there. And let's go and put our back handlebar here. We're going to put blue Loctite on him as well. Our never-ending Loctite almost going. Sorry, there we go. Let me get this new batch for him. I think he might be out. I have to call him out. He's gonna have to retire now. So we'll get ready to open a new one. Finally opening a new blue Loctite. Can you believe that? See if I can poke him, or I probably have to cut him open. A little snippet. Yeah, your blue Loctite usually comes pretty sealed. So you probably just want to cut it. Kind of snip it off the tip. So we're finally opening a new one officially. There we go. Now I got plenty. But still be conservative. Oh, speaking of being conservative, I wasn't. Just poured out on me. Alright, so let me go ahead and get his threads. I have to share a little bit of his thread now. So I'm going to put some on this guy's thread. Then I'm going to latch him on there. Give me a second, sorry. Kind of got the camera at an angle. Or if I take them off now, you guys might not see what I'm doing here. So there it goes, look, trying to be conservative. It just took a dive on me. It's huge, huge amount of blue Loctite. See, if I'm not mistaken, I could have got some here from my finger only and then be done with. Just kind of scrape it into the hole, huh? Alright, there we go. Yeah, it's getting messy. Yeah, I just shook it off of there. Alright, so let's go and put this back in. We're going to mount this sucker. Ooh. Finally know what blue Loctite fresh smells like. Got back, I got a whole bunch of blue Loctite on me. It was excessive blue Loctite galore here. Let me go ahead and get ready to put him back in. We'll let the what do you call that? We'll let the thing cure. JB will cure for 24 hours. This guy's in the way, apologize. Gotta put his feet down. Okay, so bring this guy in now. Put his back plate. Let's get his back plate ready. One side has a bunch of blue Loctite on. Should have plenty now to secure him. Oh, let me get the back plate. Keep the up arrow up. Ooh, smashed. So maybe wiped it out a little bit, but it's fine. Hardened is going to create a nasty film. Let me get a little shop rag. Shop rag to the rescue. Alright, there we go. Did we move this? Hopefully we didn't move it. Wait till it cures, then we can rearrange and adjust a little bit. Right now we shouldn't have it moved anywhere. Okay, let's get the right socket to drive him. He's going to take a H5. And with the washer, it's enough to really tighten him down, unlike the other one. So we need to move him all the way forward. You can almost say almost squishing. I think we moved this guy so much back and forth. His little rubber boot here is finally had enough. Oh, there's probably a tie strap on this other end. Okay. Tighten down with the washer, everything properly. And then we'll take it off this one, maybe perhaps to find out. We shouldn't actually put blue Loctite if that was the case, but anyway, we did already, so might as well. We'll see if this gets hard by itself. We won't have to take it off back. But if it doesn't, we will take it off back. So far, whoa, it's pretty stiff. I don't think, maybe it did do the work. But anyway, we got as far as back as we can go. Because if you check it out, let's see here. It's flushed in here. This getting it's tapped all the way over here because this is the one that's blocking the plate because it was pushing our brake forward this way. So now we moved our brake forward this way. Now I want to line this brake a little bit better. Or no, it's probably lined right. You see it? Oh, sorry. See, it's zoomed in, so you see how it's here. This way would be way better. See the level. See that? The levels are aligning now. Got this one here, this one here. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, this will probably be that way. And make sure this handle here, it needs to go up a little bit more probably. There we go. We want to make the handle, this one level with this guy right here. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this guy's already getting stiff. Now I'm not gonna take my chances yet and toy around with him because he's still kind of in the phase there. So we'll let him cure. We'll let the JB Weld do the trick behind the scene there. That we just use it to fill in the holes. We'll keep this little cushion there in there so JB Weld doesn't drip off the other end. Okay, so we're gonna get this guy a good tight now. I think he's ready for it. Probably want to torque these to about maybe 7 foot-pounds. Okay. This one's pretty darn stiff now. And I actually got some. Oh, get out. Oh, shoot. I didn't even know you guys actually saw me or not. I was trying to get this guy in and torque him in that. And he was digging into the. Okay, he's pretty tight. So these guys aren't going anywhere. Again, we're not going to mess with this yet until we get the JB Weld securely. But what we can do is start maybe super gluing this guy together as well. So let's take care of that one. Okay, I got about maybe 36-minute recording left. And then I think my phone's like getting bored. It's like, oh man. Alright. I think for the memory storage is full. Cool. So we got that there. Somewhat situated. We'll let the JB Weld do his magic. Hope it's going to be magic. And let's go and try to get that cover super glued on there. Okay, so yep, we're working now with a fresh say goodbye to our old trusty guy here. See, look. So, oh look, yeah, he still wants to come out a little bit more. But yeah, he's done. Here's our new one here that came out abundantly. The first trial. Alright, throw this guy away. All this here, JB Weld included. Good compound. Mix what we need to do. Say goodbye to our never-ending Loctite 1 point. It's okay. Alright, so let's take a breather here and just trying to get an idea how I'm going to super glue this back. And what I'm going to do is probably just kind of clean up area a little bit, and then prepare to go and glue that on. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's go and just straighten up a little bit. Kind of get a recap of what we just did. I know it's a struggle. We step by step, we clean out the mirrors, we clean out the ram mount, getting ready to mount this guy. I believe that JB weld, if the teeth lock in, it should create the mold, and if it does, let us take it back apart, which is fine with me. We'll let it take it back apart. But if it solidly mounts that grip as well, then I'm happy with that too. Either way, wouldn't matter to me. But yeah, I think this guy right here, he was at one point, I guess, pulled all the way in maybe. And then maybe, I think it was a tie strap that might have tied them together to stay in there, but it's not anymore. Fortunately, we can't really mess with him right now because he's in the process of being JB weld sort of in there, so he's almost stiffened. His plate doesn't look like he wants to lock all the way in yet. Yeah, this one looks like it's still gap where it looks like we can turn it a little bit with our cam. So let's do this. Let's try to bolt him in a little bit more. I thought we got him in as much as we can, but maybe not. Change back to 5 to a 4. And let's drive that guy. I'll need one to hold him in place. So don't want to take a chance of having him flex down, or else I really feel bad. Took a little time to JB weld. So what I'm going to do is just hold him in place while I try to tighten the screw here. Okay, we know his teeth is sinking in, so that's not a problem there. Okay, so it's a little gap, but nothing we can pick it out. Oh. Okay, so here we go. We are going to, I guess we'll have to unmount it, sadly to say, because I think we might have maybe cross-threaded in a little bit, because these things are not fitting in their proper slots, maybe. Let's see. Or maybe they are, they're just not going in all the way as we like it to be. God, I'm taking a chance here of leaving it alone, which I should really. Leave it alone, have this thing harden on its own. I think we should just leave it alone. Okay, let's just leave it alone. It's not gonna be perfect, but I don't think we're cross-threading, or else it wouldn't even allow us to bolt this far, but it's definitely cross-thread to the point. So let's just leave this guy alone. Alright. Until it gets hard on its own. Okay, because we have everything already solidly bolted in. So before we do any more, let's go ahead and try to get this guy super glued on there. Look at the crack, look how deep that is. Darn. Now I have to figure out how we can put some pressure of our own, yeah, see? We'll hold like this and then we'll put pressure, right? Sorry, we'll hold it and then we'll put pressure. So we'll get the super glue from the inside, and I know it's gonna drip a little bit out, but so we'll do our best not to, because once it gets onto the paint, you can see the super glue pattern easily because it turns everything white. It's like it has an acidity to it or something. So let's go and get our Gorilla Glue. Alright, you can see how the super glue leaves like a white residue. See where I was telling you about where the paint is? I kind of took it off of my finger when I held it in place. But unfortunately, that's the way it is. Now, if I smear this a little bit more, it's going to create worser. So it looks like it's kind of drying out. Now, we could go back and maybe trace it a little bit with a touch-up paint or something. But we can't get that bump off unless we smear a little bit. See that? It's just a little glop. I knew it was going to come out. I'd rather put it in my hand and peel off my skin later, but that's how much I love this scooter. Okay, but if I use a cloth, it's going to show the cloth. That's probably where we don't want it to be. Oh, there it goes. See, like super glue is getting on the paint. It just looks like a really nasty gunk. Doesn't look like a smooth shine anymore that it had. But it served its purpose. It's there. But unfortunately, I couldn't get that gunk off without rubbing the paint. We might be able to scrape it over time. Maybe take a little sand to it or sandpaper. But we probably be a hard bet because when it does. So that's what super glue is going to do. It's going to leave a really nasty. See that? What used to be really nice. The more we rub it, the more mess we make. Unfortunately. I don't think we can buffer this little plastic out really. Oh, it's not going to be the best, but it keeps our handlebar protected. Couldn't find a missing part for this, unfortunately. So, smell it already. Look at that. There's a little chip here, a little small chip that's actually in here. I mean, microchip. Maybe I can put it back in. Let's see. Yeah, it's not going to be the same as when it's first molded, that's for sure. Yeah, it's a little microchip. Microchip. Sounds like a computer. Yep, these are the challenges here I was talking about. And we haven't glued the other half yet, too. We're going to see how pretty that one's going to look right in front of us. Yeah, so if I could get a suitable replacement, I would have. But there wasn't. So yeah, that one's there. It's sort of fixed. Did this break also? This broke also. Really? Yeah, this one broke also. This was the one that screws in the other way too. Or clamps it down. Hopefully we don't need to use it, but we'll see. Everything here is just aesthetically to make it look pretty, but kind of like to not have it nice and neat. You can smell that super glue. Maybe we'll be able to scrape some off, but we'll see. See how much we can scrape it off without scraping our paint off. Maybe retouch it with some black paint over it or something. Just trying to color it back or something. But it doesn't look that pretty, does it? Okay, let's go and get on to the next one. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. There's a piece. And this broke too? Come on. Really? You guys aren't even playing fair anymore. This was also another piece, I believe. Latches on. See, this is going to latch on here. It's going to cover somewhat our guy here. Let's see if I can angle this right. Okay, so this is going to go underneath. Okay, and this is going to go underneath as well. It's going to come back up. It's going to latch. So there we go. We have plenty of room for this guy now. So, well, as soon as we get on there, I think I'll feel a little bit better. For right now, let me work on getting this guy super glued. And then what I'm going to do is take off his screws here because I can't get him back in because the screw is blocking him. So let me get one screw out. This one needs to come out also. Gonna need to prepare for it. And what I can do is maybe have it screwed in ahead of time to help me hold the bottom flush. So we'll see if we can do it that route. And then this one, hopefully it doesn't stay bounded. We'll find out. And then we can probably okay, see there? We can use this as, sorry, we can use this as screw ahead of time, and this one screw the other half ahead of time. That'll help bound a little bit before we start the super glue process. So let's find that out. I'm gonna put you guys here, that way you guys can see me try to manipulate. Okay, cool. So here we go. Now it even cracked over here, but it's not a crack where it's gonna, I guess, all the way. Yeah, I don't feel like it's cracking. I think it's just painted cracking, or maybe not. Yeah, it probably did. It cracked a little bit, but it's not too bad. But man, these things are made cheap. Alright, so if I could order a brand new one, I would, trust me. Definitely want to put this sucker back in, but I have no choice. They're harder to find. Okay, so we're going to do this way. We'll get our Phillips ready. I need a long Phillips. We'll bring a short one too, just in case. Okay, so what we're doing is just using this to hold itself in place. I'll make sure everything looks right before. Hasn't looked all the way right yet. I'm just not going a little bit further. I have to actually slip them in first. It's got to go over and then under. I was wondering what the heck that was. So I got to go over, and then I can go, and I can slip them in. There you go. See that? Now he's over. He sort of blocks a little bit of the brake Allen bolts, but that's as far as it'll block for us. Hear the snip snip. I'm not sure if I should just put all the bolts in there first and try to get an idea. Maybe I could do that. I think we're using the right screw. I don't see any other option. A little tight, but I guess that's the way it goes. Okay, so that one's there. Okay, I get this one now. Okay, I super glue him while he's still like kind of weird looking, like not all the way. No, I can't, because he also needs to do the same thing for us. He needs to go under and over. The only way to glue them. Get him in the position. Also gotta get his screws ready. He's gonna need those green fatty ones. Now the green ones I might have to use. I do, I have a green one, I'm not saying. Two green ones for him. Yeah, this is unfortunate. This won't look good unless I can bring him in closer. Probably need to position him. Well, you will take the screw first. Gotta get in over and then under. Go. It's over now, I guess. A little tricky interconnection. Very tricky. There we go. That's all the way over, but now he needs to twist this way. There we go, we get him. I think we got him where we want him. Now how I drive that screw in is going to be a little bit more of a challenge because nothing can really see him. Especially with brake cables in the way here. Okay, we want to tuck these guys in nicely and neatly. I believe we went over and under, right? There we go. That part I get. But the stubborn cable, here's what I don't get. Okay, there we go. Now we need a long screwdriver to drive it. Here I got wedge these cables apart so I can get my screwdriver in there. There we go. Kind of hard to show you, but show you soon. Oh, there we go. As soon as I feel he's snapping it. Okay, so I feel like he's lifting. Oh boy, see, now it's cross thread him, but it seemed like a bolt It's angled horribly. But you can see he's pulling himself up, which is a good thing. I don't want to chisel these guys anymore either until I get super glue on them. So yeah, he's lifting the position here. Let me put the other one on top too. That. There we go. Oh, there we go. It might be easier for me to flex. I'm gonna flex. Let me flex the screw in here first. Okay, there we go. Now it's going to be up to me to actually hold it while super gluing it where I need them to be. Meaning I'm going to be the one that's balancing it. So let me go ahead and put the super glue, prepare it. Oh, that's a Loctite. See how it's off there? I'm going to try to do it from the inside. We're going to have like a clear glop. I should let the glop alone and wait till it probably dry and then hit it with the super glue. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to get where I can. Getting where I can. So I'm going to do it this way. There's a little gel coming. Sorry, I got to block you guys. Okay, I think I got enough there on the beaded path. Go and secure my super glue lock or cap. Okay, it's holding time. And this is where the 10-minute hole probably would be. There we go. It's not bad. Two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if I let go too soon, I can see it gapping. That means I have to apply a little bit more pressure, a little bit longer. Especially when it's a fresh cut like this, you have a better chance, but once you try to redo it again, it's not going to be good as a fresh cut because you have two clean side. See, this guy's not wanting to. See that right there? I think I got tired, so let me see if I can get some more clamp support. Where is our rubber clamp? Did we use him? We were done with this side already, right? See, there we go. got this one corner here, but I gotta get the other one. Probably wasn't enough. It's probably enough, but my hands got tired, unfortunately. Oh, what I could do is use electrical tape. That's what I'll do. Electrical tape will bound them together. Could have done that earlier. So what we'll do is bound them with some electrical tape as soon as I put some more super glue on them first. Okay, so we'll get ready to bound them as soon as I get in position to get a little bit more super glue for the back here. Oh, I used my Loctite. It felt the same in my hand, so I figured it's the same too. Okay, let me wipe that Loctite out of there. Yeah, Loctite's not gonna do us any good. Definitely not any good. Oh man. In fact, it might even made it worse for now. Now I got Loctite compound to worry about. Darn it. Okay. That's where the suction comes in. Let's get this super glue going here. I was wondering how come it kind of glossed so well, and I looked at it like, oh shoot, it's blue color. There we go. This looks like a pretty generous glop of super glue, I think. I'll know because I guess it'll come from this end as well. I don't want to come from this end because I don't want to mess up the paint. But it probably will be the same anyway. Okay. Let's give it a force tightness. It's just hard to hold it with your bare hands, so that's why I'm needing this to help me leverage. Okay, so what I'm doing is